Hey guys.
Hey, we're back.
Welcome to the next breakdown. EPL, Northeast Masters. How many times did I say it beforehand? And I
We
still messed
just
it up.
went over it.
God, Northeast Masters, EPL, coming up in a week. Look at this
Yes,
layout.
sir. It's looking fun. This looks like a really, really cool layout. They have the OG mini X's in the snake corner, which is something awesome to see back there. Those were really fun in our earlier days of playing pro, and I'm glad to see them making a comeback here.
Yeah, what's old is new again.
Yeah, that's right. Full circle.
Full circle. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into this breakdown. This is, Tyler, this is kind of crazy. You've got a very distinct Dorito side,
Yeah,
a very defined center, and then, look at this. That's a long snake.
that thing's lethal for sure. Yeah, you get down that, the game is over
Well,
for
let's
everybody.
let's just get down it right away. Let's just run over here.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll head to the back center as we always like to do. Check out
Some
these
good
lanes.
shots looking like off on that snake side. They're going to be some blind shots, but definitely hittable shots. And then as the runner's going out that way, just know that if you really dive into your bunker as a small target low, it'll give you a really good opportunity to survive those breakouts just because of how many big bunkers there are in the middle to shoot over. Staying low as you can off the break is really going to help you out here.
I'm glad you said that because I don't think enough people really think about the manner in which they choose to enter the bunker they're running to.
That's right.
And on a
It's huge.
yeah, and on a field like this, survivability is clutch. Not to
Yep.
say that you shouldn't try and run and shoot, or at least keep your head up, but you got to think, as Tyler said, blind shots. We can see right here, just coming off the box. There's your shot into the snake, right here. There's a shot in front of the snake. There's shots in the can. There's shots in the center Aztec, and there's shots in the back center. So you've got, and technically, then even a shot in the corner.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
there are a lot of shots heads up. They're just off the box, turning right off of it. And then even if you step out a little bit further, you got that shot into the insert juice box. So,
Yeah.
this would be a really fun field to play because based on what you see here, where bodies run, and this is where as a 2 or even a 3, if you can read that the players in front of you are running with their head down, that'll give you the opportunity to come off this with your gun up and
Yeah.
make some good moves.
There's
But
going to be a really good blind spot if you go back to where we were just at behind this temple, and then we'll look at the back middle. But even if you choose to maybe do an L step up into this mini temple and, get low off the break, and you can have a great shot on that lay down juice box and the snake or the corner, depending on where they go on that outside. So definitely be on the lookout for that shot right there.
yeah, I don't see how you wouldn't number 8. I don't see how you wouldn't be able, or you wouldn't do a route like this coming out and up,
Yeah.
and putting your paint here or here. And you're just gonna have to choose whether you shoot high for the corner or low for the snake runner.
Yep.
And then
Don't be
because go ahead.
Don't be afraid to throw the double knee slide in there because you're running into this little temple.
And hey, if you do it, please record it for us. So
Yeah, we got to
Tyler,
see it.
BKI can feature it. Tyler can talk about it on the PTG podcast. Like, I'd love to see it. And then also the thing that I really like about this area too is that this would bode well for Tyler and I, because we're taller, but you could easily then pop the top
Yeah,
and shoot right back at the back center, or essentially anyone in this area right here. And
absolutely.
right here.
That center is going to be active, man.
But it is. It's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And I don't know, laning wise, like, if there's definitely going to be shots on people, but the scary thing is being in the back center. These are the back centers that I absolutely hate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like playing these a lot. Is that you can't see anything. So if you're not thinking outside the box, or at least again too, because on the start box here, you should be able to kind of see some guys, your runners, like,
Yeah.
hey, I have nothing to hold. So anyone that fancies themselves as a 3, as a back center guy, Dorito side looks essentially the same way, unless you want to essentially give them the Dorito 4 and just
Yeah.
wait. You can't stay here. You've got to get out and put yourself in a position to slow people down, or is Tyler kind of aforementioned, get up the center and attack.
Totally.
Because I mean, what
Yeah.
do you could definitely like the great point of reference here to shoot would be that can. You could
Mhm.
easily turn and put paint on the inside of that can, but then you're just kind of guessing. Are you shooting high? Where's the juice box? Okay, it's our wedge is wider than that. So if I come up here, I would have to look and see that. Can't do that. This. That I have to put my paint right through here to shoot the outside of the juice box. So if you have the opportunity to practice this, you'd have to shoot from the back center and see where that paint drops and have someone essentially just go stand back here and see,
Yeah.
hey, if this is the runner going to the corner, you're good. But if it's not, maybe it's not the best shot.
That's a great point of talking from the back middle. You can't really see very much going out wide. So someone has to be getting that read. And we'll look at the Dorito side and we'll look at the snake side. But we have to know the worst thing that could ever happen is they get out wide and you don't know, right? And then they're down the snake, pop up, and then they're taking out 2 or 3 of your players. So as long as we know and we can get the information, that's half the battle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So having these great shots off the break and then getting into the middle or getting wide and getting awareness is what you want to do.
Yeah. And it's like when you said that getting wide, I just pictured you. I could just envision you all dressed up in your gear, getting out to that corner in the mini X and just standing through the middle and shooting everybody. I could see that. Like, here's Tyler. He's just right here.
Mantising. Boom, boom.
I love it. So yeah, very good points. The only other thing I see, and I noticed this when I walked out here, is that if the back center puts a lane through this zone, so on the outside of the can, there's a good chance it'll drop into someone going into this juice box,
yes,
or running through the lane, right? It all depends on how high you put your paint relative to that can. If you shoot it higher, you're going to shoot for someone running that back line. If you shoot a little bit lower towards the midsection, then it should drop in for someone running and shooting or diving into this juice box. So it all comes down to a point of reference. And honestly, I would always say, I do this at practice all the time with the Ironman, whether we're doing drills or the guys are playing another team, is I will literally just go stand in the zone and be like, look, you say you're going to shoot this shot and you're not hitting me, you're definitely not going to hit the runner.
Yeah.
Like, I expect my teammates to shoot me. And as long as they don't shoot me down below or in the neck.
Yeah, you got to protect.
I'm slightly okay. Yeah, always protect yourselves, but be realistic with that.
This is such a good talking point because you got to have good teamwork. You got to work together and find those shots. It's going to suck. You're going to get shot a little, but it's going to help you out tremendously because your teammate and you are going to know exactly where that paint's falling. And you see the top teams do that all the time. They help each other find shots, stand where they need to be to watch it and give good information back so they can figure out where it's going.
100%. So I think, we kind of touched on the center Aztec a little bit. It's going to have the same shots kind of that this can does. You're not going to have so much of an L, but the quicker you can get out here and avoid those shots, the better lanes you're going to have, essentially heads up. The deeper you'll go, the better your shot's going to be heads up on the corner and the snake. And then you're going to have a good fight with your mirror. And then wrapping. It's a scary wrap if you're in that center Aztec, because you're not going to be able to see this guy. Because you'll have to play that low. Now,
shoot the cut.
Yeah, shoot the cut. Yeah, you're not going to really be able to see the can. The can can see you when they wrap. So if you're playing the tape from this Aztec here and your loader is sticking out just a little too much, you're going to get clipped on the top of the loader or the top of the face if this can wraps. So definitely something to look out for. Yeah. Crossfield doesn't look like you're going to spend much time doing that. The only thing I really do like, I think this again, benefits us tall people, is seeing the tops of those Doritos and knowing if the call does come across that they're playing inside or they want to go. If I had a Kentucky crosshand it, I could go from playing heads up to switching, and I could drop paint inside here, and kind of inside here to maybe hit somebody if they're playing sloppy on the inside.
Those blind shots are huge. If you do have the height advantage and you can throw that, even if you can't, just know that if you rain paint into there, you're definitely going to make that player feel like, oh, there's someone on me, or, there's something coming in, because we're always reading the paint. So anytime that you can shoot that paint, if you're in the can, do that, but don't stay here too long, because this is kind of a death trap. If they get up the edges, something is going to be sticking out on the wire, and, it's going to get pretty tight in here.
Oh, it'll get very tight. And the only other thing I just noticed too, and this will be you'll have to check it out at the event. But if you zoom in here, you
Yeah.
can see the Dorito can.
Mm-hmm.
So, noticing that right here and then looking over, I should be able to see if Tyler and I are playing, Tyler's in that Dorito can, and he says my mirror's on me, or I've got my mirror in. That might be a good opportunity for me to go, oh, maybe that guy's gonna look to play the inside, and I put some shots over there. It kind of comes down to communication. It might be a little crazy, but you definitely, based on what we're seeing on Guns Up, should be able to get an elimination from can to can on the inside.
Well, it's good to know, because imagine, say it comes down to a 2-on-2 or a 2-on-1, right? And that player's in that can and you guys are here, or they're positioned in a certain way up the Dorito, your teammate is, you're going to be able to make that shot on the inside of the can if they tell you that they have them in on the wire,
Yeah.
So definitely knowing all these different shots is going to help you in different situations during different times.
Definitely pays dividends. I had it happen to me once in 2012. It was awesome. I remember it. I won't tell you guys the story though. All right. Houston Heat, they're playing CEP.
Yep.
And I can remember walking the field and seeing this like ridiculous, like kind of blind shot. And I was like, wow, this would be sick to hit. And it came down to like me and like a 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 or something. And I shot the dude from it. And
there we go.
The Go Sports, like PBA, whoever it was, lost the tape. Like you can't find the match anywhere. But I remember like listening to Todd commentate and go, I think Sloviak just hit that guy on this crazy shot. And I was like, I didn't know what happened. I was like, I can't believe it worked.
Know the shots.
Always know the shots. Or hey, again, the more you know the field, and even looking through here, you could see the brick on the other side. Just shoot your gun. Like the other guys on the other team want to go the same spots you do. So not to get too crazy here. This spot kind of freaks me out. I don't know how I feel about this. I like it because, and I'll keep going back to like how I've watched Archie play these on Dynasty.
Yeah.
Like he just stands over the top and he will take whatever you get him. And he put a good shot on me when we played him on Sunday at the last event, just by edging this thing. And so a good look would be the back center. Like you can get into this spot and read the paint flying over your head, and you have a pretty good idea of where it's coming from, whether it's that Aztec in the center, that wedge, the back center still, or even that can. You'll be able to do a little gopher pop and then shoot back at people. So you could blind shoot. You could come to the inside, check off on the can, edge the Aztec, shoot the wedge, blind shoot the back center, use the pins to block out the can, get a good read. And this is the interesting thing, because the corner's farther up. So you're going to have to really make a choice here. On
this field looks awesome.
It does look awesome. It does look awesome. I like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to send this to Tro. Like, you need to remake the mini X's for World Cup. So
Yeah.
This will be the layout, Tro. Don't tell anybody.
One thing that I do want to point out, before you leave this bunker, you have got to know where they're at in the middle, because there's so many options for them to get creative on a shot on you leaving this bunker. You can't chance not knowing exactly where the player is. So this is what we call one of those HubSpot centers, where you get to it, figure out what's going on, and then you can progress into the game once you have that good information. But you've got to know where the middle's at before you leave here.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter if you're going to the corner, or you're going into the snake. I think, I don't know, I wouldn't say one's more dangerous than the other. They're both pretty risky.
No. Yeah,
and it looks like it's going to be that Aztec. The can's blocked out pretty well, save for the corner from these pins. But if someone's in that center Aztec or that wedge, we're going to shoot you.
Yeah.
You're dead. We'll get to Tyler's bunker, the corner, and Tyler will be playing right here the entire time.
You know what's really fun is being in the low little notches, and then your elbows and your loaders all protected, and you just have a barrel.
It's like playing hyperball, baby.
Yeah.
So definitely interesting spot here. I think a good point to notice. Oh wow. I do wonder how tall these things are, because right now I'm at about, I don't remember them being this tall. This is like 6'5".
Yeah, they are tall.
They are tall. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But down the tape, you obviously have your mirror. And the nice thing is that any progression past the snake one, that mini wall, you're going to have. So
you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe they were shorter.
I mean, again, like things are definitely a little exaggerated a little bit
Yeah.
here in Guns Up, but like it's one of those things where you just have to be mindful of playing these spots. A lot of people didn't like them. A lot of people loved them. And coming here, and I'm looking at the shots again. There's the back center, the back center,
Yeah.
that center Aztec, the wedge, even the can, who, depending on how high this thing is and how blown up the center of brick is, if they see the top of this, they'll know that if you're playing over the top or you're sloppy in here and you're hanging out, that they can put paint in the zone and hit you.
Totally.
So
That
you just
back.
got to be, yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it. You just gotta be careful.
Yeah, be careful in there. There's a lot of angles coming in. And also, as a back middle player, know that if they're not wider than the juice box, just rain paint over the top of that mini temple and over the top of the snake and into this cut, because you're probably going to pick up a sloppy player who's diving into the snake a little bit wide. You might hit their pack, or you could get the player going to the corner. So if they're not wide as a back middle player, really shoot that cut right there and protect those zones with some paint there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you can definitely start the progression down the tape. If you
Oh, yeah.
wrap this, you're gonna have, there's the edge of the juice box, the snake insert, there's the can. I mean, there's a ton of stuff if you wrap it. Obviously, this is one of those spots that there's only really 3 sides you can come out of, so that's going to make it easier for your opponent and also kind of easier for you. So if you have the ability to play over the top, definitely check that out. It's one of those things where kind of like, yeah, like look at me, I'm here, now I'm over here. If you can get out here, I think the benefit would be drawing guns to allow your teammate to come low underneath, hard into the snake.
Yeah.
But
how tall is it right here from this angle?
This
6
says
foot.
6 foot. Yeah.
All right.
About
6 footers in the corner.
Yeah. Hey, buckle up, baby.
Yeah.
There's a mini cake here that is on the tape.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd ever play this. I guess the one thing to note is that if they are in that mini wall on the Dorito side, they do have a shot on you. That Dorito,
Yeah.
3, maybe Dorito 2, then the mini wall. So Dorito 2, Dorito 3.
Yeah, Dorito 3 in the mini wall there.
Can pick you up.
Yeah.
Which I know many people, and I myself playing those years ago, have gotten clipped in the pack when we used to carry like 12 pods and somehow make it to the corner. Yeah. Snake 1, I love this because it's a mini wall, and I love when good players play these well and using the whole bunker. Inside, because of how big the center is, like there's not much here. Obviously, we just brought up that Dorito, which that is the Dorito 2, 3 right there. So
yeah, and expect them on your side of the field too. They're going to be coming through the middle.
Yeah. And that really means the Dorito wedge, the snake side wedge. It'll be tough if you're in here tight, because my guess is your primary focus would be the tape. But I mean, you could come up on the inside of this thing and shoot the can, the center Aztec, the back center, the wedge. There's that Dorito can on the inside, and then playing the tape on this thing. This is sneaky. Like this might be one of the best shots possible on the field, is if your opponents are in that corner and you can stand up right here and you see the paint coming down the tape from that cut on the outside, that V, and you just put paint right back in there, you thread that needle. I mean, that's a good elimination. So that's a good thing for both the corner player to be aware of and the snake player.
Some good wrap shots here.
That bunker, those are nice and tight. These bunkers are one big marshmallow. Definitely some good wrap shots here. This is, Tyler, you brought this up when you said going from the juice box into the snake or the corner, know where the center guys are. I would say almost the same thing here from this spot. Now, obviously things might be a little bit different at the event, but if you come around this edge sloppy and there's someone in that wedge, the back center, to a point, or even that Aztec, they will catch you right here. Like this is prime zone to be shooting if someone's in the snake. Obviously, again, this snake cake shouldn't be it shouldn't be like in the bunker here. It should be more flat on this edge. But what that means to me then, if it's flat here, any paint coming off this could possibly bounce in this zone.
Totally.
So if I'm playing against Houston Heat and Chad George gets in here, aside from worrying about him popping the top of me, I want to shoot as much paint in here as possible and make sure that if he chooses to go around, he has to go low and deep to the outside, because if we have someone in the corner, they'll shoot them down. They'll shoot him down the tape. I don't want to give him that option. And looking at this, coming in here, you got to worry about the center stuff. There's the Dorito 2. I would not want to play this on the inside against any one of those players in the back center of the can or the Aztec. And then the tape, you can't see because this is so low. You can't see if anyone fills out to the corner.
That's right. That's the big one here is you're going to catch so many people slipping down this wire by sliding out to this corner. If they make it out wide and that they're getting far up the field on the snake side, you'll probably be able to catch some feet or some knees off this edge sliding out to that corner there.
Yeah. So and then we'll move up to this next snake. Now this one looks a little bit more promising with the shots across the field. Also on that Dorito wedge, if someone is in there and they're playing deep, you can pick them up in the pack. You can't see them if they come to your side, which is a good thing to note. But this makes it really hard for that Dorito. This is where you kill the Dorito can. And I'm sure there's a Dorito that's going to do the same thing on the other side to the snake can. But this is where you make it really hard for that Dorito can to live, that Aztec, and then there's the juice box on that side. A little easier to survive here from the corner. And I'm glad, Tyler, you said, running out to that tape and catching people. One of two things. One, that means to me, if I'm filling out to the corner because there's someone in the snake, I need to know, one, is my guy in the snake, so I don't come out to the tape and blast him in the back, because that'll happen. And then two, if I don't have my teammate, if my teammate is not in the snake and I'm filling out to the corner to stop their progression down the tapes, I'm going to come out shooting. I'm not going to wait to come out to the tape and see the guy. I'm going to shoot all the way through the bunker and just start blasting.
Yep.
Hosing, baby.
Hose them. This is where you get a lot of production. This bunker is great. This is going to be the spot on the snake that you're going to want to get to, because you have so many shots on the inside. You're going to get at least 1 to 2 players from here if you get here early.
Yeah, I think this would be you want to do a drill, do breakouts and see who can get here the quickest.
Yeah.
And realize what stops you. Primarily heads up.
Yep. Absolutely.
Then we have the gap of death.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because even coming here, if someone's in your Dorito wedge, you still can't see them. Based on how your tower is. But this is kind of sketchy too, because you lose your opponent's the complete Dorito side. So if they come to your side, they're going to be way more protected. But if you do come here quick, I don't know that you're going to really catch anybody. Like, they'll be looking at you.
Yeah, it depends if they're looking heads up or down the wire. But I really like this because I know when I get here, I'm completely protected from the Dorito side. And if they come to my side, I'm going to be able to hopefully get that elimination as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends. If someone's shooting the cross on this, you're going to have to be patient and wait to get through this, But if you can get in here undetected from anybody on that side and you put your players heads up, put the middle in and slide in here, you're going to probably be able to, get at least another one, maybe in the middle or on that temple side. It just depends on where they're positioned and where they're looking in this middle.
Yeah. Again, like the thought that came through my head right away too, and you said that, is if you look to get here, just get in here and get tight.
Yeah.
And draw the guns, because
absolutely,
if there's no one wide, or even if they are wide, this will bring everything to this point right here, and you're going to force the other team to react. And my hope would be, Tyler's behind me, he picks up on people doing stuff, or he can filter then into this snake here and pick up the loaders and the faces of the guys that are shooting at me while I'm on their side of the field.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just watch out for anybody, know where they're at, obviously on the snake side, so you don't get bunkered. Maybe play that wire a little bit tougher, and then you got to be mindful of somebody coming to your side of the middle as well and trying to shoot you in the pack. So just knowing where they're at when you make that move, that way we can make sure that we don't lose our body and not pick one up as well.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Coming to their side. The only thing you really have that's decent here would be these center Aztecs, kind of the center brick, if they're there still, and then that Dorito corner, which, not to say that someone's not there, or maybe the back center fills out, or that the can or the juice box on the Dorito side make a fill out and you pick them up. but you kind of have a small window. Like unless if they don't go, if they only choose to go to that Drudo 1, you got to hit him in that cut.
Yeah. And
Otherwise,
try to spend 10% of your time on the inside, 90% of the time on the wire. The most important thing you can do is protect your wire. Take that quick look inside, try to get your eliminations, and then get right back to the wire.
yeah, from the wire corner, there's the juice box, and then as you move forward, you just got to be mindful of that corner.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's like, oh man.
Yeah. If they slide out there, then you're getting cooked.
Yeah.
So maybe you can also set up traps this way too. If you have a player in the middle, try to set up a player to make that move, and then you get that free one. You know that they want to move out to that corner and try and get you. So try to use that to your advantage. Paintball is all about mind games essentially and setting up good situations. So if you can have a player in the middle pick that up, try and set those types of things up.
1000%.
Mind games.
You win. You got me. We'll move back to this Aztec. Again, you got great shots heads up.
Yeah.
But if they do make it or they don't make it, the one thing to look at is, what's your next move? This wedge, if say you do eliminate the runner outside, we know that if you come up to this wedge, you can now see both sides of the juice box and the can.
Powerful.
Yeah, like this is the spot to be. And then again, I'll always, toss it up to my main man Tyler here because we're taller, just to be able to pop up over the top of this bad boy.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
Dude, look at that. I mean, we're not even looking at the inside shot, but to be able to shoot the corner, to shoot the Drudo 1, the corner, the can, the back
Drop
center,
shots everywhere.
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
So probably going to want to be here every point. And even if they're in the snake and you come tall, you could, your back is pretty much protected until they come to the Drudo 4. So you could just play this thing tight and wait for them to pop up. Mm-hmm. And if they don't know you here and the snake player pops up sloppy, night.
Getting that free one.
Yeah. And then when you wrap this thing, so much stuff is blocked out. So that move forward. Cool.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of, I would imagine, I don't see why there wouldn't be 2 players looking to facilitate moves through here. Obviously you're going to want your snake player doing damage there and probably have one with backing up your snake player, one on the Dorito side and probably 2 up the middle. And then because you can fill out to the Dorito side from the middle if you need to, things get bad. But I think that with the amount of density in the middle with this kind of a center, it's going to be in your advantage to press these middles, get those shots on the sides, but don't do it so fast that you get eliminated. Play patient and be smart, but really apply all these bunkers because they're giving you a lot of opportunity with that many in the middle.
Yeah, the opportunity is kind of ridiculous, and it's one of those things where this is looking at this Dorito side now as I kind of cheated as Tyler was talking, like it might be a little sketchy to get out there and try to play that. We'll have to see. I was looking at this brick, and I don't like you can't stop anything from coming down. These wedges block everything out on both sides. Now this isn't a terrible shot here, but you'd have to literally be sitting and shooting on the outside of the juice box in the can, hoping someone comes through here.
Yeah.
Which
good luck.
Yeah, let me know how that works out for you after you shut all your paint.
I think the reason they put this here is just there's going to be so many people running at this bunker and then just cutting to the right or cutting to the left and going whichever way they choose. It's a great bunker to just run at and then cut off of really quickly.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you said that because you being taller, and this seems like the word that I'm going to continuously use, having tall guys to be able to come up here on your gun, right? Like I'm not going to do myself any good ducking low, like starting with my gun touching the start box in a sprinter position and running low all the way up here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use my height. I'm going to be using my marker, my gun, to be shooting in this orientation towards a snake or up the middle to anyone going through the center zone.
Yeah. And
then now looking at this, like this is 5-7. I can see a lot of the field. And from here,
yeah,
if Tyler and I are playing and he comes up with me and he's looking one way, I'm standing right here just directing traffic. Like Tyler, you're shooting snake. Hey, okay, so there's the can in the juice box. I get the left juice box and the left can. Okay, stay on that. I'm going to switch to my left. Hold those guys. I'm going to go left. I only saw 2 people break out. 3 people break out. I got 3 bodies. There's probably a back center in my mirror. From this spot right here, you can quarterback a lot of stuff, and just pop the top and try and figure stuff out, and be just the beacon of communication.
Totally. And
know?
but that comes like as a team, you all have to know who's packaging the information, right? Because from here, if I do get put down, I can't see anything. So you got to send me information from your sides as well. Like if you're on the Dorito side, you see something, send that towards the middle so that I can pass it to the snake side and we all get the information. And this is a great spot to do it from.
Yeah, this is a phenomenal spot. Like obviously, if they make the snake, you can't do much. But if they don't make it wide on the Dorito side, and you could kind of creep over this way, again, you'll have an idea and just be on your gun and be looking down that side of the field. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna stop people. And the other thing that's nice about this is if any of those wedges decide to come to your side, you're probably gonna see them
for sure.
And you know what I wonder if the old throw the pod at your opponent's bunker trick would work from here.
All day. Puck 'em. Yeah.
Poor Greenspan, forever immortalized and getting punked.
Dude, throw those pods for sure.
I mean, if you guys want to, you just stand here and chuck a full pod at your opponent's wedges and make them think that
Bring an extra.
Yeah, decoy pod. Just fill it with jersey or something like or like if you open the pod, it says "Gotcha, bitch."
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
I will say, don't spend a ton of time here. Figure out what's going on and then facilitate the next move into one of these wedges to help your wire players. But this is just where you want to go, kind of like we said, a hub spot, and then start moving into these wedges that we're going to go to.
Yeah, definitely direct traffic.
Yeah.
If you don't know, no need to rush anywhere. You've got this big brick.
That's right.
You can get to, but again, this guy's going to be, hey, look to my left, look to my right. I know if my snake eyes in snake 1 or 2, I can see my corner guy. I can see the majority of my Dorito guys. I can, like, hey, if I need to connect people, this is where we're going to want to do it from.
Yeah.
This Dorito wedge is ridiculously powerful. I mean, it's kind of
wide.
It's disgusting. Like even if they are wide,
stops it.
It stops everything in its tracks.
Yeah.
You have to play this guy. I would pray that there's no bounce shot off these pins. I didn't really think about that. That one's a little bit farther back. This one's more even. Yeah, that is farther back. This one's a little bit more even. So there could be some crazy bounce shot off this pin into this wedge.
Maybe from the corner or wrapping on the wire from the Dorito.
The back center.
Maybe,
I mean, it could be. Even look at the snake corner could shoot off it. I don't know.
That's why we got to experiment and go and check out all these different shots, right? You got to go to the corner, you got to go to the Dorito, have a player look at where it's bouncing from, have them sit in the bunker so that they can see.
And that's why you subscribe.
BKI, let's go.
But this is the spot where you're going to want to have someone every game. You should expect your opponents to be here every game. And that tells me, too, that this is the threat that you want to eliminate. So if at any point I'm going to try and run down and take a guy off the field, it's going to be this guy. I want to know what my move's going to be. If I'm the center brick and I hear that wedge is hot and I can come right here and block out their back center, I'm going to look to come to their brick and take this dude out.
Yeah.
That's the move. Because one, if your wide guy gets eliminated or we eliminate the wide guy, I've got both sides of the can. I've got both sides of the juice box. If they're in the Dorito corner, the Dorito corner has to wrap the tape so far to play you. They're probably going to get shot by somebody else. Even if they're in the Dorito 1, they could dive out low to the tape and try and fill the mini wall. But you just sit here and shoot the outside of that bunker. I mean, I don't know if you could make it. And then even if you're in the mini wall, all I'm doing is backing up and just holding that zone.
Yeah. And it's fine if they get past your gun to the next bunker, as long as and you don't don't fight so hard that you get eliminated and now we don't have any protection. If they want to take that next little bite, let them take it, because you still got them held up. As long as we know that they moved and we can tell our teammates, that's the most important thing.
Yeah, and that's Tyler is the best at, again, re-emphasizing and reiterating communication.
Mm-hmm.
You can't die with that information, especially, if someone wants to make a bump, if you have a code for it, they want to go, they put you in, or, hey, I'm going to let them go. That they're going to make this, I'm going to value my body. You know, I'm not going to gunfight the dude. I'll try and peel off and shoot the zone. They're probably going to go. So just know they're taking
Yeah,
the
I
next
like
one,
it.
right?
When they
Like,
get closer, I get more accurate. That's better for me.
always try to shoot Tyler from a distance. Backs.
Facts.
All right. So back center, we didn't really look at this. The shots, I think, over here are a little bit better off the break.
Yeah, there's a good one there for the can.
Yeah, the can is there. But what I do like is, again, in being taller, is I can see over that because of the way that pin, the way the pin is here and this wedge, like this zone, that's where I'm going to want to put my paint right
And
through there.
you can definitely put both of those shots off the break. You know, put your first cut for the can and then roll in, protect yourself, and put that next blind shot right there.
Yeah. And you could see how that zone, I mean, it really, in this orientation, it really tightens up in here. That's going to be someone going to the judo one of the corner. And if you think that they like to run, you know, you sit deep and you shoot on the outside of the judo one for someone going around to the judo two. So you definitely have the I think higher odds of shooting a runner on the break from here. You know, as long as you shoot that off the break, and someone goes up the middle. I mean, this L route is essentially the same thing from the snake side out to the Doritos. It's insanely powerful as long as you get out of the way of the back center and don't sit back here so no one can shoot you. I mean, as you come up to this thing, you're just gonna shoot. I mean, this is nuts.
They mirrored it, so
Yeah,
it's the same exact shot on both sides.
Yeah. So, and what Tyler means by that is if you come up here, you'll see that the cans, everything here
Is all
within
mirrored.
the bricks is all the same.
Yeah.
There's nothing too crazy. So you're going to have essentially the same places to go. The only thing that's a little different that changes the shots are these pins right here.
Yeah.
They're a little off, but that's what makes it
gonna be a lot of fun to play. That's
yeah,
cool.
It's gonna be sweet to play.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wish we had another like blind layout practice because I would tell Fran and Nikki to set this field up. But yeah, this is
layout.
This makes going out to that Ruta side like sketchy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because
you got to dig into these spots, and like we said in the beginning, you got to really be a small target when you get into these bunkers. You know, try to even though we're 6'2", 6'3", and Nick's like 6'5", you know, whenever he rolls into the bunker, he's a small target when he enters into the bunker. Obviously, he's moving and shooting, and then as he gets closer to the bunker, he's definitely going to be a smaller target going in there.
I want a shot.
Yeah.
Don't shoot me, please. You know, the question is going to be, you know, do you try to get to the wedge right away, or do you transition from this Aztec? But I don't see how you don't have the back center and or this Aztec shooting those cuts to the judo side. You know, getting out to this can. You know, you've got, as you come out, you know, your mirror, and I wouldn't want to play this can heads up all that much. I would almost want to come here, and if we look across, you know, there's that sneaky shot in the corner, there's the back center, but you could essentially come here, and if they don't go past the juice box, bait those guys to playing you, and then you have your Aztec or your wedge waiting for them.
Yeah.
But, you know, coming here, there's no good cross shots. If they get to the snake, they're going to shoot you in the butt. Heads up. You know, if they get in the Doritos, you don't want to be playing can in most of these situations against a tape like this.
No, this is more of a transition bunker. Like obviously we need this bunker early to be alive off the break, but also the best thing that it does is it figures out where the players are at. From here, I know if he's in the can or the juice box, or if they made it out wide, I'll be able to figure that out, and then I can give that good information. But as soon as you can, get out of this trash can and get to some action, you know, wide.
Yeah, and that's a great point. What Tyler just said. I'm glad you brought that up. I wasn't even thinking that way. Is that if you come here, you notice only one body going out to the tape. Mm-hmm. That should be signifying like, one, I don't see a mirror. One guy ran, whether they went to the corner, the one, or the juice box. That probably means that there's one or two guys in the middle just waiting for this move out here. And it all comes down to whether you sent someone wide or not to either they make it and they saw the people and they can tell you, or they didn't make it, and now you definitely know for sure
Yeah,
there's someone up there that's going to cut you down. Like, yeah, get out of the trash can.
that's a huge read. That's huge for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we got this juice box here, which I think is kind of, I would clock it in as the same, in the same thought process. This is the trash bin. I got the trash can. This is the trash bin. Because when you come out here, yeah, you could kind of do the, you know, you could blind out the center Aztec and the wedge a little bit, but you got to deal with the can, your mirror, and then if they're in the Doritos and you're not wide, they could play the tape on you. At least that Dorito one can, or the, you know, not the corner, not the little Dorito out here. So that's sketchy as hell.
Yeah. And
Like,
they both, like, both of these spots serve their purpose, you know, like they're not where you're going to win the game from. You've got to get out of them. They're more like facilitation spots that you go to figure stuff out. As soon as you can release and get into the activity, you're going to get all your production by being in the Doritos. But from here, you don't want to, like, this is where you're going to get just run down at the end of the game if you stay here and they get up the field. It's not going to be good. You want to definitely facilitate out of that bunker.
absolutely. I was looking to see if there was possibly a bounce shot off that Dorito into this juice box, but it doesn't look like there will be, because most things are blocked out. And yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do,
maybe off that corner.
yeah, I wondered. But you know,
Good to look at.
absolutely the best thing you could do, like Tyler's been saying, is just get here, realize again what is your objective, what are you supposed to be doing based on the game plan and in the game situation, and then just communicate who's shooting at you, where the body's at, what did you see, and then be patient and work. This is like the best possible side to work on teamwork.
Yeah.
Like hands down, to communicate with your guys and look to move out. We'll get out to this corner, which is going to be the best bunker on the field, as you could obviously see.
Yep.
Holy smokes. Like, I don't know, you know, if you come out here, you might be drawing the guns wide, but the sketchy situation is coming out here. You'd think usual in most fields, if you came out wide past this, you'd be protected to move down the tape. This time you're not. Like,
Yeah.
the can and that center Aztec, the Dorito Aztec, can shoot you. So
Just check up at this Dorito here.
yeah, you know, like this is the spot. The Dorito one looks like it's going to be the spot you want to get to. You know, you've got some, look at that. There's the corner, the snake corner. There's the snake can. Anyone trying to come through the middle, if you look inside right away, if you wrap in, you know, you definitely have some shots. But on the tape, juice box, outside of the can, outside
Everything.
of everything. This is the spot you want to be. The question is, you know, are you going to
They
make
can
it?
all shoot back.
Yeah, they're going to shoot you before, like 5 steps back here.
So what I would say from here is I always love giving my center player a free slam dunk. From here, I can tell my center player, here's where the player's at.
Yeah.
Go get them off the field.
Oh, it's a, oh my gosh.
Yeah, because that's typically who's going to slow you down. So pass the ball to your middle player. And, you know, typically you don't want to have a player in the center of the field on the 40 or 50 for very long. We want to get those players off the field. So if you can, help your player get up there and bunker them out, get them off the field.
I got nothing to add to that. Just taking notes when I play Heat. I know what the hell's going to happen to me.
Yeah. I mean, that's all pro paintball. That's typically how it goes. Like, people don't last too long on the 50s in the pros, you know?
No, why would you want to?
Exactly. There's going to be some carnage going on. There's going to be some madness.
There we go. That'll look way better. Yeah, I mean, again,
Good wrap shots here.
just the best wrap shots here. Again, especially this is where the communication is huge in weighing out the risk to take the next bump.
Mhm.
If the wide players are eliminated, and you could sit over here and contain the outside, do that. And then tell that to your guys in the center to let them reposition. So when you do make this move, because it's moves and counter moves, and your opponent finds out you do, they're going to want to react off of it. So you want to make sure that your center player or your back guy behind you playing with you is in a position to stop that next move. There's a lot of, you know, that wedge is going to be your primary area of concern, the Aztec and even the back center. So I would just be, for the most part, be content with sitting out here for a little bit, collecting my thoughts, let the other team just shoot other paint over here, especially if you're winning. If you're up, you know, low on time, up on points. Let them just shoot all this paint here. Know that even if they do run through and you're tight, like they have to get past.
Yeah.
They got to go a long ways to shoot you in the back. So you could just sit here and hold the outside edge of the tape. You can't stop anyone from coming down the tape, and you can't really stop anyone. The corner, you can't see anything. Just a point to note.
Yeah.
But when you make this next move, again, like Tyler said in the snake, 10% inside, 90% on the tape. What's in front of you? Got a sneaky shot on the corner. The scary thing is the snake 2 will blast you, or the snake 3. I'm sorry, will shoot you. So playing the tape here, low. This is where you can get crafty, and there's that wedge shot. I don't know why it doesn't want to let me go low. Tyler, you're really good at this. Essentially laying down in the grass.
Yeah.
Looking around the bunker.
I play the Doritos kind of like the snake side, just crawl around.
There you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Yeah.
So even from here, being able to play this whole bunker on the tape, on the wrap, the Dorito side, if you can make it out to it, looks like it's just Rhapsody. Play the outside edge, keep the opponents shooting that way, and don't allow yourself to get picked off from the snake, the corner, or even anyone in the center, because they have to come all the way through past the center brick to get you. You move into this wedge, or excuse me, this mini wall. The shots on the corner open up, but also now you're the widest possible spot on the tape, and you could just work this whole thing to play your opponents. And I think all you're going to essentially do is just be laying traps to force the other team to want to move out and have your center guys set up to get those eliminations. Now, the thing I think, based off Tyler, what you just said about not surviving long on the 50 or directing your guy to go take the other guy out, is if that stuff does happen, you have to know what the game plan is for someone refilling the center, both on your team and on the opponent's team.
Or you take it over.
Yeah, right, to a point. So like, if I'm playing with Tyler, or Tyler's playing with Chad Boucher, and Tyler says, "Hey, the wedge is on me. Yeah, go get that dude." And goes through and gets that guy. And okay, hey, that wedge is gone. My center guy's gone that was watching over me. If no one switches to do that same job, and I go to move up here, and there's snake wedge or their center brick guy now comes back over, like you got to be thinking about that. Like we've talked about, Tyler, one of the first things you said was 2 guys up the middle. That second guy, looking at how there's night and day difference between the snake side and Dorito side. Why? Because there's always gaps in the Doritos, and there's usually not gaps in the snake.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be some gap for a center guy to shoot on the Dorito side. So if this is
easier to contain this for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Thank you for I couldn't get it out. I was like, it's easy to identify and lock people in and keep them somewhere on the Doritos. And so that's just something you have to be mindful of. Now we make it to the Dorito 4. Now you got some nasty snake shots. You're going to want to protect yourself. We covered that when we were over there. The wrap shots over here. I'd imagine if you made it this far, these guys in front of you are dead. Because I don't know how you're going to survive in the can from pressure. Like that's probably the thing to note is once you call this the Dorito 2, and you could play the tape on that can, this is when you're going to want to tell your snake can guy or even your corner, shoot their Dorito can.
Yeah.
The common word
that we were looking at.
Yeah. Tokyo or, whatever. Put pressure on that guy because they're not going to be able to live.
That's a great code to have. If you guys don't have a code that is similar, you need to come up with one that pretty much what it says is I'm pressuring them from this side. They're probably exposed on the other side of the can, that inside shot. So if you have a code, you say,
Tokyo the 2, pinch the 2.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll tell your team that you're putting the pressure from your side of the field. Someone else apply that pressure and get that shot in there.
1000%. So aside from that, now you're going to your opponent's side of the field. I mean, you're wrapping. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. Typically this is end game kind of stuff, or you're going to be running down the player that is like left over here, something like that.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Tyler, let's do some quick plays here really quick.
Yes, sir. Let's see what we got.
All right.
You want to take the first one?
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna do the L routes up to both. Laning here, laning here. We're gonna have a back center. Well, do the back center X here. Ooh, come on, there we go. Those are my 3 spots on the break. My back center is going to be shooting here. And again, I always think of this as I'm right-handed on the snake. They're right-handed on the Doritos. So this is not only do I like the shots on the Dorito side, but I like to think they're primarily going to, right-hand dominant. They're going to go deep on the Doritos. So I want my guy to shoot that way. I am going to go, where is it at? Here. All right, stop phone. And we're going to shoot essentially a spread. We're going to try and shoot this Aztec and then shoot for the back center. I want this. And then this guy is going to go up here. And then my last guy is going to go to the corner. And he's going to run.
Boom. 6-footer.
Yeah, maybe more like this over here, over in this area. And then your primary job on the corner is just to wrap and play the tape.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking to have, I want to go heavy center. This guy can come. That's not the line I wanted. This guy can come up to the wedge, or inside of the wedge. Our quarterback, middle guy, is at that brick directing traffic and looking where the bodies go and where the bodies are eliminated from. And then the back center will want to filter out towards the Doritos eventually. But probably it'll be a timing thing. You're gonna shoot that shot, watch to make sure your Aztec guy gets set up. And then after you shoot that shot, you want to make sure that you you shoot that shot and you bring it in, or I guess what Tyler you said, you shoot your first shot here for the can, then you shoot for the wide shot. So quick 2 balls to the can, hold the outside lane, and then immediately bring it back in and look for people in here, and then fill out.
Absolutely. Yeah, because there's going to be so many players filtering up through the middle too. You'll probably be able to pick one up on that roll on the inside too.
Yeah, I mean, my hope would be for both my back center player and my blind zone dude is that my guys doing the L route are going to get their shots. Like they're 100% running and shooting. They're just going to shoot the runners should they go. Mm-hmm. So all I'm doing is reading those bodies that go out. If they don't go out, now I know that there's stuff in the middle, and I need to bring my gun in my zones in and lock that off, and then apply pressure through the middle because I have my outsides already contained from my center dudes. So there you have it.
Like it.
Hopefully you memorized it. It's gone now.
All right, we're going a little bit D heavy on this. We're gonna do like a wide, deep route around the back line, and then go up to the Dorito 2. So
this
because
Dorito,
I feel like most of the second one, not that one, the one right before it. Yeah.
Okay. And do you want to go around the corner or inside the corner?
Run in the back line all the way to like almost the 10-yard line, and then go up at like that into the Dorito. And then we're gonna do the back center shooting both of those Dorito cuts. We talked about similar as your play, just so we have awareness of what's going on this side. And then the snake, they go on the snake side.
I'm sorry, say that again.
And then after the L to the right up to that snake side temple, and that's so that we have that awareness looking snake way, and maybe we can pick up a player trying to go to the snake or go to the corner, just shooting paint through that cut. And then we will have Let's see. We're gonna do both of the temples. I like that. I like that play. Just because it gives you a lot of really good awareness. And then once again, we're having a lot of paint off the break, which is, we got to make sure if we're sending somebody to the Dorito, we want to try and get an elimination. Hopefully we don't lose that player, but if we do, hopefully we can pick one up as well. Because if he makes it out there and starts wrapping and getting down that wire, he's going to hopefully pick up one for us. We're going to go to the juice box and look to play heads up and start wrapping on everyone there as well. And then, don't feel rushed to make a move as long as they're not out wide getting up the field. Obviously, if they do get wide, you hear that from your temple player, then look to wrap, put in who you need to put in, and get out to the corner and maybe pick up that free one down the wire, or get in the snake and go heads up with that player. But you'll facilitate out of that towards the snake side, either into the corner or the snake. And once again, like if you get to the D1, don't feel like you have to press it really hard. Just take that free move, read the paint, and then start to wrap, and hopefully you can pick one up on that wrap shot there.
I
But
mean, yeah,
that'll
that's a
be a good
beautiful play.
setup. Yeah.
I like that a lot. All right, folks.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, yeah. Well, from all of us at BKI, we wish you all the best of luck at the NorthEast Masters for the EPL.
Go get it out there. Let's
Get
go.
it. Let us know. And I'm going to save this layout and tell Fran he has to set it up for us to play
Boom.
out in California. So
It looks
again,
awesome.
thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you much. Peace.